According to Amnesty International USA, the Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhumane, or Degrading Treatments or Punishment was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 1984 and entered into force June 26, 1987. It defines torture as any act by which severe pain or suffering, whether physical or mental, is intentionally inflicted on a person for such purposes as obtaining from him, her, or a third person information or a confession, punishing him, her for an act he or the third person has committed or is suspected of having committed, intimidating or coercing him, her, or a third person, or for any reason based on discrimination of any kind, when such pain or suffering is inflicted by or at the instigation of or with the consent of a public official or any person acting in an official capacity. The intent of torture. According to the Center for Victims of Torture, although politically motivated torture is used to extract information or force confessions, other purposes have emerged since the Convention Against Torture definition was adopted in 1984. Torture is used to destroy individuals by installing fear throughout the communities. It is a culture-transforming event that is intended to create societies based on fear, which leads to apathy as a community's means of self-preservation against retaliation. As a method of controlling society, torture is the single most effective weapon against democracy. Torturers target community leaders, often grassroots leaders, who lack the political power to protect themselves. They are often highly educated people with remarkable accomplishments and distinctions in their home communities. For example, of the new clients at the Center for Victims of Torture during 1997, 69% had some college education, 43% were college graduates, 54 held positions characterized as professional, associate professional, legislator, manager, or skilled labor, and 20% were students. Clients receiving care include business, labor, religious, farm, human rights leaders, attorneys and journalists, university professors and students, and physicians and nurses. The common thread linking these clients is that they were tortured because of what they thought, said, did, or represented. The after effects of torture. According to the Center for Victims of Torture, torture survivors throughout the world exhibit similar symptoms, including chronic pain in the muscle and joints, severe depression and anxiety, intense nightmares, guilt and self-hatred, impaired memory, the ability to concentrate, the inability to form and maintain relationships, and frequent thoughts of suicide. In 1997, 74% of new clients at the Center for Victims of Torture were diagnosed with either post-traumatic stress disorder or major depressive disorder. These are clinical terms, however, and often do not convey the misery that torture survivors endure daily. Treatment centers report the following types of cases are common. Clients who sleep in chairs so they won't dream. Clients who cannot eat without vomiting. Clients who experience panic attacks when they hear an automobile backfire. Clients who cannot turn off the lights at night because in the dark they see uniformed men who brave death night after night. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, children of torture survivors experience many of the following symptoms. Learning problems including memory and concentration problems. Violent play or artwork. Frequent illness or complaints of aches and pains. Frequent trips to the nurse's office or bathroom. Sudden changes in mood and behavior. Behavioral problems. Excessive fear and anxiety. Avoidance of anything that reminds the child of a traumatic event or country of origin.
Thanks to Septic Radio for providing those facts. Thanks also to Amy Hines and Marge Pellegrino. Music by Canadian artist Prince and his new album Renaissance, and by Maze and his album Eccentric.